Let's pick up right there on the charge of the election being rigged. Right. He said SNL was part of it, the media has rigged it, but he's used it in terms of conspiracy, that there's something broader going on working against him here. Senator Jeff Sessions, a sitting United States senator, also saying this week that the process is rigged. I want to be specific about how it's being rigged.
Yeah, I think there's a misunderstanding about that, because I think he and Paul Ryan kind of miss each other in the night. Paul Ryan thinks he means the elections at the polling places are rigged. Right. He's not saying that. There may be a few incidents of that. Philadelphia is an example of where you often have cheating, Chicago. But that's not the real problem. What he's really talking about is how 80 to 85% of the media is against him. You look at the New York Times. I read the Times every day. I don't know why. It just aggravates me. But I read it every day. The WikiLeaks thing has taken, by far, a sub-story to these, 8 or 9 women, none of whom have any substantiation for what they say, and 2 of whom have been completely rebutted. And the Times didn't even print that. So I think what he feels is the establishment is against him, and they're rigging the election against him. Not cheating at the polling place, but...
His supporters aren't necessarily making that distinction, Mr. Mayor. I want to read you something, a Boston Globe piece up over the weekend, talking about his supporters at a rally in Ohio. One of the quotes in the piece comes from a supporter, a 50-year-old man. He says, if she's in office, talking about Hillary Clinton, I hope we can start a coup. She should be in prison or shot. That's how I feel about it. We're going to have a revolution and take them out of office if that's what it takes. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed. So when he talks in broad terms about the election being rigged, something being taken away from him unfairly, his supporters aren't hearing it the way you're describing it.
He always makes it clear that he's talking about the reporters. He even points at them. And he says it's the reporters. They're the ones who have rigged it. It's pretty clear what he means about it. He's never talked about cheating at the polling place. And second, a letter like that, I could give you 20 letters at the Trump headquarters.
That's from Hillary Clinton.
From Hillary Clinton's people. Look, you got millions of people. Each side has a couple of coups.
Will you, Mr. Mayor, approve of and respect the outcome of this election?
Of course
if
I will.
He loses?
Of course I will. Of course, unless my God, there is really evidence of cheating. But I don't expect the electoral process to be rigged, meaning the election to be rigged. But if it is, we'll contest it. But what I do think is very, very unfair is the media coverage of the election, in which anything said about Donald Trump goes right to the front. You stay on it for 5 days, stay on it for 6 days. And Hillary Clinton says horrible things about Catholics, evangelicals.
Mr. Mayor, we've covered all those. And by the way, the WikiLeaks emails are available to the public. Anybody can read them.
But people don't unless it's pushed on them. And if you look at the New York Times, he's up here, she's down here.